What's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another YouTube video. This is exercise 47 of our Python exercise tutorial series. And without any further ado, let's get to it. So guys, one thing I should mention, right, is that you may have noticed that I've been a bit inactive on YouTube lately. This is mostly because university has been keeping me quite busy, to be honest with you. The end of the academic year is approaching us quite fast, and with that, I am being overloaded with work, university work that I have to see to before I actually sit to do a recording. So currently, just to give you a bit of insight, if you are wondering, there is two modules that I'm busy with at the moment. It is a database one, an Oracle SQL one, and a data structures and algorithms one. Right? It's DSA in relation to Python. That's the syntax we are working with. So of course, I do plan to, as I learn these concepts, I obviously plan to make time maybe during the December holidays and post videos. Well, if not during December, I'm going to do it sooner or later. Post videos on DSA in Python, in the way in which I understand and I interpret it. So that will be really fun when the time arrives. For now, let's tackle exercise 47 of our Python exercise tutorial series. So, exercise 47. If you have three straws, possibly of differing lengths, it may or may not be possible to lay them down so that they form a triangle when their ends are touching. For example, if all of the straws have a length of 6 inches, then one can easily construct an equilateral triangle using them. However, if one straw is 6 inches long while the other two are each only 2 inches long, then a triangle cannot be formed. In general, if any one length is greater than or equal to the sum of the other two, then the lengths cannot be used to form a triangle. Otherwise, they can form a triangle. Write a function that determines whether or not three lengths can form a triangle. The function will take three parameters and return a Boolean result. In addition, write a program that reads three lengths from the user and demonstrates the behavior of this function. Okay guys, so that was kind of a long text prompt, but it should not scare you or intimidate you because really the program is quite simple and it's interesting, right? They've been kind enough to really break down this question into, piece by piece. They've really dissected this question for us so that we get a good understanding of what's expected and what's required. So all in all, it appears that we'll have two functions, as always, what we've been doing all along with these function exercises, a main function and one, in our scenario, one function that's going to be doing or performing the processing, right? It's going to be having the logic, the decision making, and so on. So first things first, let's begin with a main function. Our main function is going to be having, let me make the standard size so we can see everything. Yeah, that's better. So our main function now is basically going to be having the input and output, taking in of input and giving out of output. So like define main. I should mention, as you know, right, I always state this, there's more than one way to do a program, to actually go about solving a problem, especially with programming. Programming is all about your perspective and your understanding and your interpretation. So in this specific attempt, what I will do is I will basically have the output obviously coming from the main function, but I will not be taking input manually. So what I mean is, if the user of the program, in our case, wants to basically run this program or test this program on a set of input, they can pass it directly as arguments to the parameters themselves. So that's how it would be. Basically, I'm not going to be setting up manual input prompts, and then I'm not going to be passing those variables into the function. I mean, either way, that the output would be the same. but that's just what I want to let you know. For this, I would like us to pass input directly into the function as arguments, and those arguments are going to be collected or received by the parameters. So since we have already said, or stated there, that triangle check is a function that we have, let's go ahead and define triangle check, taking in three parameters: L1, L2, L3. So the reason why I called it that is because they told us right in the text prompt that we are working with lengths of a triangle, right? And it says, there's a here. If any one length is greater than or equal to than the other two, we cannot form a triangle. So I'm working with that. Let's proceed now to actually set up the decision making. This is easy, right? You guys will probably do this in about 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Now, let's do this together. So L1 greater than equal to, and they did say if the length of any one of those lengths is greater than or equal to the sum of the other two. So in the first situation or first sub condition, if L1 greater than equal to L2 plus L3, that's the first sub condition, or let's bracket this, L2 greater than equal to L1 plus L3, or L3 greater than equal to L1 plus L2. That's good. That's the decisions we have for the, oh my bad, that's the conditions we have for this if else statement that we are going to set up. So in the event of these, let's talk about this for a few more seconds. So L1 greater than equal to L2 or L3, and L3. So what this tells us now is that if one of those lengths is greater than or equal to the sum of the other two, that's as we've set up, right? We're just looking at the first sub condition for now, right? Because all in all, that is a condition that's going to affect the program in some way. So L1 greater than equal to L2 and L3, that's fine. We are following the text prompt. Then the lengths cannot be used to form a triangle. So what they're telling us now is that if this condition, I told you guys, we are looking at this one for now. If that one is true, right? If the sum of 1 is greater than or equal to the sum of 2 and 3, it's not possible to create a triangle. So in this case, we are going to say return, let's return a string in this case. Let's just say not possible to create a triangle. That's good. And you'll notice now the reason why I just used the first sub condition is because we are using the OR operator, which means the same thing will apply to any of these sub conditions. If one of them triggers to true, then we're going to enter this if statement, the contents rather, and we are going to execute what's within. Else, or otherwise, we can return a possible to create a triangle. That's good. Now let's guys, I should mention, right, believe it or not, we've actually concluded this program. This really is all that they wanted from us. Essentially, have a function that can take 3 parameters or arguments, whatever you want to call it, and based on some decision making, it's going to check whether it's possible to construct a polygon, which is known as a triangle. Now, the way in which we did that was basically taking the lengths of the sides of the triangle. We basically checked to see if at any point, if any one of those 3 sides, if the length rather of any one of those 3 sides is greater than or equal to the sum of the other 2, then we cannot create a triangle. Otherwise we can. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and test this. To test this, I'm passing in input. Let's pass in 20, maybe 10, and 10. So we are expecting to have not possible to create a triangle. Now the reason why is because these are our arguments, right, being collected by the parameters L1, L2 and L3 respectively. Respectively means in that order. So 20 is assigned to L1, 10 L2 and so on. Now L1, let's check this first. So L1 is 20, right? The sum of L2 and L3 is 20 because 10 plus 10 is 20. Now this first one will be checked. If L1 is greater than or equal to L2 and L3, 20 is equals to 20. So what this means is that this is going to be true. And in the event of OR operator, the logical OR, really one condition is all we need, which means that not possible to create a triangle will be executed. So that's what we are expecting. Let's go ahead and run this. Forgot to call the main function. So main. And excellent, guys, this is what we see. Not possible to create a triangle. Excellent, guys, the program worked for that particular instance. So what I'll do now is I will proceed to change the value of L2. Let's say L2 is 13, right? Which means L1 is 20. The sum of L2 and L3 is 23. Now, coming back to our decision making, if the sum, if L1 is greater than or equal to the sum of L2 and L3. Now, L1 is 20. The sum of L1 and L2 and L3 is 23. So the question is 20 greater than or equal to 23? The answer is no, it's less than, which means it is going to be possible to create a triangle with these given values. So what we do now is execute. And excellent, guys, our program is working well. Let's try and pass in, let's try and pass in a value for a different side now. So what I mean is we'll make um, we'll make L3 larger than the sum of L1 and L2. All right, and we are obviously expecting not possible to create a triangle. So let's run this. And excellent, guys, brilliant. We have successfully answered this question and this program as they expected or as they required. Now with that, guys, I thank you for staying till the end and using my channel to help you in your journey of educating yourself. And with that, guys, thanks for your time. Good luck with your work, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video.